everyone. So, welcome back. So, after discussing all those three opportunities for industrial and systems engineer, now we'll talk about the first thing that we mentioned earlier. It's all about methodology evolution and why it matters. So, to discuss this with us today, we have Sir Timothy T. Gaffney, the founder and CEO of the Gaffney Institute. Again, thank you so much, sir, for accommodating us today. How are you
You're
doing?
doing well, Karina. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Uh, we're so happy to have you again in this series of our Optimized Life series project. And now, again, you have me, Corina Mercado. So, hashtag Connect Consult, your multi passionate introvert, industrial engineer at the Sigma Black Belt and operational excellence enthusiast. Okay, so now we can start with defining the definitions first. So, what do we mean by methodology evolution? Can you see my screen now, Sir Tim?
No, not yet, Karina.
How about now?
I'd like to say yes, but I'm compelled to say no.
Okay, okay. Let's try that again. Share.
Maybe it won't let you do video and PowerPoint at the same time, or Canva.
Oh yeah, I think it's all about the screen recording permissions. Yeah, it's popping up here. Okay, so I'll just read it. So for the definition of methodology, it's a system of methods used in a particular area of study or activity. And for evolution, it's the gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. So similar terms would be development, advancement, growth, rise, progress, and progression. And the definition of continuous improvement is sometimes it's called continual improvement, and it's the ongoing improvement of products, services, or processes through incremental and breakthrough improvements. And business process improvement means that it is an approach used to identify and evaluate inefficiencies within the organization. It redesigns existing business tasks, improving their effectiveness, enhances the workflows involved, and optimizes performance. So now I'm sharing here, like I think I don't need to elaborate this, Sir Tim. I know you will agree, like the evolution of mobile phones. We can see how it started and what we are actually using right now. So Samsung released the one with the screen that you can just flip over, and then iPhones are now releasing the three big cameras at the back. And another interesting evolution here is the from no interactions like before we're just working on our own. Now from no interactions it's now evolving to being attentive, then to seamless transition, and then now you can experience things through touch and feel, and now it's immersive, like we have VRs and all those technologies where you can connect with people through visually and through um, applications and different devices. So now we're in the AI age. So the question is, everything is evolving around us. All of the technology, products, services. But why is that our methodologies are not improving? And I mentioned that in the article that I released, that it is one of the crucial things that we need to look into, because we're improving everything, but the way how we study it is not improving. So that's why I'm really interested in your creation, sir, the Agile Sigma methodology, because it's the combination of the best methodologies that we actually need right now. So it's Agile and Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma. So what do you think about this methodology evolution, sir?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity, but a little bit of a disappointment for those of us who develop and use business process improvement methodologies. And
Mm.
so I'd like to talk about that for a minute, and I'll see if I can bring up my screen, see if I can share my information. And let's see, for sharing, let's see, share screen. There we go. And share. That's easy. Okay. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to go to my PowerPoint. Okay. So Karina asked me to speak a little bit about methodology evolution, and we learned a little bit about what evolution is. Key word I picked up on as Karina was speaking was adapt. Evolution is all about
Mm.
adapting, and continuous improvement as a methodology, and business process improvement in total. We can see that the rate of change around us is happening very quickly. Uh, One might say at an exponential rate, but business process improvement methodology evolution has not kept pace. So if we use this chart, which shows a linear and a binomial and then an exponential type of relationship here, you can see that if we're looking at the 2000s and the 2010s and the 2020s, if the red line is business process improvement methodologies, and the green line is, like Karina was describing, the exponential rate of change of the all the technology around us. Um, uh, then we end up with these business process improvement evolutionary drivers. Karina and I both feel bad. Where are all these new methodologies to keep up with this evolutionary change around us, right, Karina?
Yes, I agree. I agree, sir.
Right. And here's this evolutionary change you were talking about, and it's customer driven. The customers for all the business processes that we manage and love and take care of and want to improve and optimize, basically are driven by rapidly changing customer needs, because their business needs are changing. So we, as the support team for those processes, for those businesses, for their customers, is changing exponentially. But business process improvement methodology response has been slow, to say the best, to be gracious. It's been a slow rate of change over the last 2 decades. Incremental change at best in existing methodologies. Few, if any, new business improvement methodologies have been developed and used in that last 2 decades. So since right around the beginning of the 21st century is the last time that anything new happened, really, in this area. So that creates this BPI evolutionary gap. Do you like that, Karina? Is that illustrative?
Yeah, this is nice.
I,
Evolutionary gap.
yeah, it's an evolutionary gap. It's like we're down here not changing quickly, and the world is changing quickly around us.
Mm-hmm.
So to basically recap, and I wanted to just point out that in the definition that, you look up business process improvement methodologies, and Karina, like you saw in the definition you found, the word optimize is in there, right?
Yes.
Now, do we know of any business process methodology, improvement methodology that exists out there that truly optimizes business processes? Yes or no? True or false?
No.
No. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. But the best that we have don't optimize. They're not designed to optimize. So business process improvement, this is a improved definition, if you will, over the one that you can find on the web that says optimize, even though the title is improvement. You follow? So it's just a little out of place. So I've improved the definition, Karina, and so here it is. Business process improvement, BPI, is a management exercise in which enterprise leaders use various methodologies to analyze the procedures and processes to identify areas where they can improve accuracy, effectiveness, and or efficiency, and then redesign those processes to realize the improvements. So it's all about improvements, right? BPI. Here's the umbrella, the category for these methodologies. They include, as Karina mentioned, Six Sigma, Agile, Lean Six Sigma, Kaizen, SAP, process mapping, the whole family of TQM methodologies, including SPC and ISO, and business process lifecycle management, a more current entry in the area, but still just right around the turn of the century. Continuous improvement, business process reengineering from the 90s, benchmarking from the 80s, et cetera. We'll talk about the timeframes here. And being a practitioner throughout these timeframes here, these are the things we were trying to do in terms of making the customer happier. Here are the ways we were listening to and getting input and feedback from the customer, now mostly social. And the tools that we were using. What were the BPIs we were using back in the day? Karina, what were the tools in the 80s? What do you think? What were we doing?
We're doing process mapping, benchmarking, total quality management, SPCs, and the ISO certifications.
There you go. Exactly. And SPC, statistical process control, born out of the statistical work by Deming and others. And then in the 90s, Lean, 1987, Six Sigma, continuous improvement really became in vogue and were practiced by a lot of people. Then what did we get showing up there in the late 90s, Karina?
SAP.
And Michael Hammer had his
Process reengineering.
right, very popular 90s. The 90s evolution was really happening, right? We evolved from this and then evolved into this, and then Six Sigma showed up. Oh my gosh, it was great. We'll talk more about Six Sigma in a minute. And then Lean Six Sigma, as Karina, as we can see here, Lean and Six Sigma were put together into an evolutionary development in the early 2000s. Lean Six Sigma. That was probably the last key development evolutionary step. And then Agile, in the meantime, was developed and born around 2001 and has evolved since then, and has evolved into a lot of things, Agile project management, et cetera. And business process lifecycle management, as I mentioned, in the early 2000s. And then since then, not a lot of things have started since then. But what we do have is Agile Sigma. 2018 is when I created that, developed that methodology as an optimization method. And as Karina mentioned, putting Agile and Six Sigma together to create this new streamlined methodology, better than either Agile and or Six Sigma. So let's talk a little bit about Six Sigma. It's interesting to note that Bill Smith had developed Six Sigma as the better mousetrap. His daughter, interviewed after his death, said that he had hoped people would use it for years. He, as a consultant, tried to have people implement his Six Sigma approach, and then finally Motorola had the need and the urgent desire and the leadership to support his Six Sigma new thing. Going to try a new thing. So Motorola tried this new thing, and it really paid off for them. Huge rewards, huge benefits. They got the Malcolm Baldrige Award. Everybody wanted to be like Motorola. GE totally changed how they ran their company, and many others did as well. And right up to this very day, there are companies adopting Six Sigma, even though Motorola no longer utilizes that methodology. So advance forward the clock. You have someone like a Bill Smith, not comparing myself to him in any way, but a similar origin story. As a consultant, I discovered a better mousetrap, a better way to do business process improvement and actually to optimize processes by putting together the power of both Agile and Six Sigma. So using my Six Sigma black belt background and Agile development background and my experience in both using Agile and Six Sigma and listening to my customers, I learned that I could integrate Six Sigma and Agile by taking the structured, data-driven statistics discipline of Six Sigma and integrate it with the iterative sprint and Scrum techniques and team-driven improvement approaches used in the Agile development method, predominantly used in IT, but applicable for business process improvement as well. So the goal with Agile Sigma in integrating Six Sigma and Agile was to iteratively deliver process improvements that matter to internal and external customers, resulting in significant impacts on key customer-centric metrics to deliver optimal process performance. So, why did I do this? Well, to address customer feedback. I listened to my customers, and they told me that Six Sigma took too long. They made fun of it, called it 6-month Sigma. The impacts were too limited. One squeeze of the lemon and you're done. One and done. That's all I got. I heard from one client, 6 months, and this is all I got. It wasn't one of my projects, but from another client. And then Agile, wow, more positive, fast and effective, team driven and iterative, using Scrum and Sprint techniques, and a cyclical iterative development approach. But it's a method for IT projects only. A lot of people really just felt it was an IT thing till recently. But based on actual experience, so I have experience as a black belt and as an Agile Scrum Master, and use that experience to help glue together and integrate Agile and Six Sigma to create this new methodology, both of them, Six Sigma DMAIC, probably the most popular methodology on the planet. And then Agile Development Method, the most popular among IT and growing into the business community every day. So now that we have Agile Sigma as business process improvement practitioners, the methodology evolution has changed. We've shifted, we've changed the status quo. We're ready to keep pace now, Karina, okay? As industrial engineers, as management engineers, whatever the degree says, as improvers of the process. We look at our evolutionary drivers for our methodologies, exponential rate of change all around us, customers needing new and different things every day. Now that Agile Sigma as a methodology is out there to address those drivers, our methodology response is we now have an improving rate of change in the last 4 years. Agile Sigma now combines the power of Six Sigma and Agile to optimize processes through iterative improvement cycles. Now, the key two words on that slide are iterative and optimize, because that's what's new and different with Agile Sigma. None of the methodologies that exist today, save for Agile in and of itself, are iterative, and none of them are designed to optimize. So now with Agile Sigma, we have evolved the set of BPI methodologies available to begin to address the evolutionary gap. We're just getting started. So now we can even think of the umbrella with Agile Sigma is not just business process improvement. We can go beyond mere improvements. Now we're equipped to strive for optimal performance. So the equation now is BPI plus Agile Sigma equals BPO, business process optimization. And I'll give you a definition for that, Karina, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Business process optimization is a management exercise in which leaders use various methodologies, including Agile Sigma, to analyze their processes to identify areas where they can iteratively identify and implement improvements that deliver process effectiveness and or efficiency to optimize. Now, Karina, see, we can use the word optimize, right?
Right.
To optimize process performance for the process customers. And so we have to change that mindset. So, Karina, your slide is right because that's what the internet says today. But hopefully tomorrow it'll say what it says on my first slide for improvement, and it'll say this only on the slide, optimize word, save for the category of methodologies that are designed to optimize. And I hope there'll be others in the future and other business leaders and process improvement developers who you can invite to your calls and to share with your audience to show them other ways that they can be innovative to iteratively optimize their business process improvements or business processes for their customers. So thanks for listening, and please let us know your reactions and thoughts as we continue to evolve. We appreciate your feedback and input. Here's one email you can use to get back to us if you'd like. And thank you very much, Karina. And with that, I will wrap up sharing my screen. Give it back to
Wow,
you.
thank you so much, Tim, for sharing all these inputs. And definitely, we are looking forward to that day where business leaders and professionals can now define business process optimization. So I'm really excited what's in the future of Agile Sigma methodology. Like, I hope people will start talking about, hey, have you started using Agile Sigma to help your business recover and to start your road to agility. So I'm really excited, and thank you again, Tim, for this wonderful collaboration with you in this session.
Thank you, Karina. We're hoping that in the future it'll be a question of when did you join the party?
Oh yeah.
Were you the first that adopted Agile Sigma, or did you show up a little bit later, or maybe a little bit later, or a little bit later? So we'll hope you're going to be one of the first.
Yes. So thank you so much again, Tim. And if you guys are watching right now, don't forget to email gaffneyinstitute@gmail.com if you have any questions about Agile Sigma methodology, who created the Agile Sigma methodology, what is Gaffney Institute US, what Gaffney Institute offers, and what are the things that we can do for your company. So thank you again for watching and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Karina.